Alright, so I am back with another build video, and this time I'm going to show you the gear that I use when I'm farming solo for named gear items. But before I get into the build, I would just like to say that this build isn't for speed farming. It's more about consistency, making sure that you finish the mission each and every time. So with that out of the way, let's get into the build. I'm using a 4-piece frontline with 2-piece high end and an SMG as my main weapon. So what does the frontline do? Its 2-piece bonus is 15% protection from elites, 3-piece bonus is 30% ballistic shield health. The 4-piece bonus allows using an SMG if one is equipped. When ballistic shield is deployed, the SMG crit chance is reduced to 0. The crit chance being reduced to 0 is a big hit because the innate talent of SMGs are crit hit damage, and without crit hit chance, that means nothing. But don't worry, we're still gonna get some critical hit chance using some skills and talents, which we'll get into later. But for now, let's check out the gear. For the chest piece, I'm running Reckless with 3199 armor and damage to elites plus ammo capacity. Now, why am I using Reckless? Basically, I'm just after the 8% increased damage, because if you've noticed, the frontline gear set heavily revolves around the ballistic shield. So having the ballistic shield up protects your body, so therefore negating the incoming damage from the Reckless. Yes, you will get hit every now and then, but it's not as significant, so you don't need to be worried about the 10% extra damage. Another thing here is you need to roll damage to elites on your armor, because this is a farming build. You will be going up against NPCs all the time. Having that damage to elites is really great. Now for the mask, frontline mask with 990 armor, stamina rolls, again damage to elites, and another important stat, enemy armor damage. If you haven't noticed yet, NPCs, elite NPCs, named NPCs, they have that white health bar on top of their regular health. That's the armor. That armor is the bulk of their health, and the faster you take out that armor, the faster you kill the NPCs. So enemy armor damage is important. For the knee pads, there's no other knee pads for a farming build than Accomplished. Its rewards from accolades are tripled, so meaning to say every time that you get a headshot, every time you survive, like go to low health and then survive, you get bonuses from that. You get XP bonuses from that, and that bonus XP is tripled when Accomplished is equipped. So it has 2791 armor, and these are important stats for the minor attributes: enemy armor damage and increased kill XP. Some of the changes in 1.4 and 1.5 are the field proficiency experience, which every time you fill up the bar, you get a field proficiency cache. The increased kill XP is added to that field proficiency experience, therefore giving you faster caches. For the backpack, frontline backpack, 2281 armor, firearms roll, and bleed resistance. I'm not sure if we could roll enemy armor damage here, but if we can, we should. For the gloves, 991 armor, stamina roll, 15% crit hit damage, 5% critical hit chance, and 949 SMG damage. Preferably you don't want critical hit chance on the gloves. Replace that with enemy damage to elites. Lastly, the holster. The only thing that you want with holsters is 1200 and above stat points for firearms and stamina. If you could get 1200 for the 3 of them, that would be great. And then armor for the major attribute rolls. For the mods, I'm using firearms mod with armor. Same with the mask. Same with the knee pads and the backpack. For the performance mods, I go for shield resilience. Same for the holster and the knee pads. Why not health? Resilience is much more effective because you get the bonus health from the 3-piece, and having a higher health without good resilience is meaningless because even if you have high health, you take full damage, therefore eating up that extra health. So having extra mitigation or resistance, damage resistance, it is much better than having a higher shield health. Alright, so let's take a look at my weapons. I'm using an MP5 ST with 18.9k base damage at 5800 firearms with a 38% critical hit damage natural talent. The talent rolls on this gun are Destructive, Brutal, and Ferocious. Destructive is Armor Destruction, which is great for killing NPCs. Same with the Ferocious talent. Damage against elite and named NPCs is increased by 10%. And lastly, Brutal, because we're going for headshots all the time when doing farming runs because it kills faster. Plus, it has great synergy with some of the talents that I'm going to show you later. Alternatively, you could use Responsive, but I think Brutal is better because it's 12%. For the mods, I'm using headshot damage for the scope with added crit hit damage, 17% critical hit damage for the muzzle, 19% critical hit damage for the underbarrel, and an extended mag for the magazine. Moving on to the sheet stats, my primary attributes are 5800 firearms, 5600 stamina, and 2600 electronics. The weapon has 18.9k base damage, critical hit chance of 0, critical hit damage of 118%, headshot damage of 84%, all weapon damage bonus 8% from the Reckless, combat 26% damage to elites, and 33% enemy armor damage. For the survivability tab, total toughness 344,000, max health 170,000, armor points 13,138, which mitigates 54.96 weapon damage, protection from elites 15%, that's from the 2-piece bonus of the frontline, and -10 all damage resilience coming from the Reckless. Again, you don't have to be worried about that because most of the time your shield will be taking up the damage. Alright, so let's move on to the talents. I'm using Pulse with Tactical Scanner for that added damage. So going back, I showed you that having a 4-piece frontline gear set puts your crit hit chance to 0, but it doesn't turn off the effect of the pulse. So every time you pulse, you get this 13.10 critical hit chance bonus. If you're using a tactical scanner, you also get that 17.4 critical hit damage. Now let's say you don't want to run pulse, you could still, if you're not comfortable with not having a heal skill, you can take out the pulse and you could still have that pulse effect by running precision. Headshot a hostile to pulse them for 10 seconds. So even without the pulse skill, you can have the effect of the pulse, although you're only going to get the basic version of the pulse, which is this one, but still it's 13%. So for the other skill, which is the core of the build, it's the ballistic shield. The mod that you want to use with this is the assault shield, which grants the user weapon increased damage, knockback, accuracy, and faster reload speed. It has the lowest health among all the shields, which is okay, because the trade-off with that is you kill NPCs much faster. There's no point in having a shield with a higher health, but it takes you longer to kill NPCs. For the special or the ultimate, you need to have tactical link. You're going to use this in certain situations when running missions. Be wise when you pop this, because running solo you only have one of it, and it has significantly longer cooldowns compared to other skills. For the talents, I'm running on the move for extra toughness. Same with the critical save, extra toughness. One is none, because we're going to aim for the head all the time. This allows us to have a longer mag life, bullet life, because every headshot you do, it has a 50% chance of not consuming the bullet. Last talent is precision. Like I've said earlier, if you don't want to run pulse, you could use this. Even if you run pulse, you could use this because there's some downtime with skills. So during the times when your pulse is on cooldown, having precision equipped will still give you that critical hit chance bonus, even with that 0% crit hit chance from the frontline gear set. Alright, so that was my build. If you think this video was great, please hit the like button. If you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe. I do try my best to put out good content. And if you think this video could help new players, old players coming back to the division, or just the guys who are farming for name gear items, please share the video. And before I show you a gameplay of the Lexington, I would just like to thank everybody for the support. I think I'm at 600 subscribers now. It wasn't really expected. I know I'm not growing as fast as other YouTubers, but yeah, still thank you. I really appreciate the support. Please keep commenting, give me criticisms about the channel, how I can improve it. And again, thank you, and I hope to see you on the next video.
This is about taking the Rikers out at the knees. There's no one who can replace Lorraine Barrett. She's the one who organized the escape to Manhattan.
They're holding 3 of my people. If we can get them out before blowing the lid, I can
Alright, get them out first, but don't jeopardize the mission. We're going in on your heels. Jailbreak ends here.
Active echo beacon detected.
Agent, the hostage is being held on the roof. You need to clear it out.
Negative, Ramos. We've got this. Find a secure position and hunker down.
Warning.
Here. I just heard about Ramos, Captain. Glad we reached him in time.
Thanks for that. My people are getting into position to breach the hull. Agent, you're gonna want to unlock the maintenance access. The building blueprints show a security control room down in the basement. So far, so good. My strike squads are moving in. They'll breach the main hall on your signal.